My name is Rincey and I am a fangirl. Now, anyone watching this who knows me in real life probably isn't too surprised by that statement, but Hannah Witten posted a video today talking about how she's a fangirl, and I decided to do a video response because I am a giant fangirl. One of the first fandoms that I got involved with was Backstreet Boys. I love the Backstreet Boys, I still do. When I was in 7th grade, I won one of those radio call-in contests. I won concert tickets and I also won the chance to go to a Q&A session type thing. When the DJ said that I won the tickets and the passes, I basically start freaking out. I start like hyperventilating while on the phone and saying just oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh over and over again. There's one point in which the DJ is like, maybe you should have a seat. And I actually did like go from pacing around my room into sitting in my chair because I did feel like I was about to pass out. Fast forward to the day of the concert, my sister and I go and we pick up the tickets. We're kind of just hanging out waiting for them to let us inside, and I see a small crowd by a fence and I realize that one of the guys is over there, so I walk over. It's Howie and he's like talking to fans and like autographing stuff, and I didn't bring anything to autograph, so I was basically just like standing in this crowd taking pictures like a giant creep. My next experience was in 2007. I won concert tickets and backstage passes to see Drake Bell. You guys might know him from the Nickelodeon show Drake and Josh. The arena that we were at was like an outdoor arena, so when we go backstage, we're out in the open air, and so Drake was hanging out on his tour bus. As soon as I see him like through the windows on the door of the bus, I literally like grabbed my friend's arm and I was like, oh my gosh, because I'm basically freaking out at this point. When it's my turn, I go up to him and I hand him my stuff to autograph, and I also have stuff for Shayna's cousin, but for some reason when it came out of my mouth I was like, oh, can you autograph this for my friend's nephew? And in my head as I'm saying it, I'm like, oh my gosh, that is not correct whatsoever. That is not even true. I just had like forgotten what English was at that point. I was about to leave when my friend who was with me was like, oh, can she take a picture with you? I'm just like flipping out so much in my head and I have just so much anxiety that I forgot that I would want to take a picture, so luckily my friend was there to do that for me. And then next year I got to meet Josh from Drake and Josh. He was promoting this indie film that he was in. There weren't really a lot of people there, maybe like a dozen, and I asked him a question and I remember specifically like asking the question and then completely like not paying attention because I started freaking out in my head. So I don't even know what his answer was to my question. And then after it was all done, he like hung off for a bit to, you know, sign stuff and, you know, say hi to fans. I go up to him and I'm like, hey, I'm Rincey, and he's like, nice to meet you. And then I go, I'm really excited for this movie to come out. He goes, thanks, you asked some really great questions. I responded, thanks, I'm really excited for this movie to come out. And in my head, again, I'm just like, you already said that, you doofus. I also got to meet Jensen and Jared Padalecki. They came to Chicago for a con. I bought tickets to take a picture with Jared Padalecki and to get autographs from both of them, as well as go to the Q&A session that was included. This took place in November and it was the weekend right after my birthday. In my head, because I know at this point that I'm a giant spaz, I practiced what I said, and so literally when I went up there I was like, hi, it's my birthday, can I have a hug? So he was like, sure. And so he hugs me and he's like, how old are you turning? And I said 21, and he's like, oh well, I hope you have fun. And then I left, you know, no big deal, nothing embarrassing. Then it was the Q&A session, and afterwards was the autograph session, and I realized as I'm getting closer that I didn't prepare anything to say at this point. Jared was first and I hand Jared the DVD set. I think I just said hi, and then he passes it over to Jensen. Jensen looks up at me and we make eye contact and he says hi. He is really good looking, and when he looked at me I literally like malfunctioned. Like I didn't say a word, I just smiled because I couldn't think. If I was a robot there'd be smoke coming out of my ears at this point. After he handed me back my DVD case, I think I squeaked out a hi and then like ran out of the room because I was so embarrassed. All of those events happened between 2001 and 2009, and since then I've had a couple of more fangirly incidents, but I've just gotten a little bit better at controlling myself. Last year I got to see John Green at Printers Row Fest. After he gave his speech and everything, you could get in line for the Q&A. I'm waiting in line and then all of a sudden John Green like walks past me and I just like looked up and I wasn't expecting to see him and I just went, And then I got on my phone, I was like, to my friends, I'm like, oh my gosh, John Green just walked past me. Why did I freak out? I didn't talk to him. He just literally like walked near me and I freaked out. So if we've learned anything from these stories, you realize that A, I'm a giant dork. B, prepare ahead of time if you know you're going to be in the vicinity of a celebrity so that way you don't sound like a complete fool. Or C, 3, I don't know which letter or number I went with. Make sure you have a friend with you so that way when you do lose your cool, they are there to help bring it back together and save the situation.